prior to after, obviously. But now that I understand how difficult he is to deal with, there's no one else like him. You can't prepare for him, even at
his age,
even at an elder version of him.
And shit, it was pretty cool to see. And honestly, even with the majority draw, it's a win for Manny, because damn, if he can do that off a 3-year layoff at 46, that's pretty telling for one, where the sport of boxing is when your world champ can't beat 46-year-old politician Manny Pacquiao.
Yes, Manny, you can come out of retirement because this guy is so bad. Like, that fired him up a little bit, and then he goes in the ring and he does nothing. He goes in the ring and I thought it was an embarrassing performance from a 30-year-old champion.
Fighters are genuinely intimidated by Manny Pacquiao's potential comeback, as even at 46 years old, he moves with the agility and speed of his prime. Sean Porter, having observed Manny's training and recent performance against Barrios, confidently states that Pacquiao still embodies his legendary self. Despite his age, Manny's sharp speed, footwork, and relentless intensity make opponents fear that the iconic fighter remains capable of dominating today's top contenders.
What do you think about the overall matchup?
Everything, man. I watched him train like last week or the week before, and amazing to see him still move and bounce and do all the same things that he was doing in camp years ago when I was with him. So he's still locked in. He's still him, you know? Crazy, but he is. You know what they say, man, the last thing to go is that power.
Chris Algieri, who shared the ring with Pacquiao during both their primes, offers a rare and insightful perspective. He believes there's something extraordinary about Manny that defies the aging process. While most fighters decline over time, Pacquiao remains an unpredictable puzzle for younger opponents. Algieri describes him as one of the most challenging fighters to prepare for, fast, explosive, and relentless, proving that age is no barrier to his capabilities.
Prior to after, obviously, but now that I understand how difficult he is to deal with, there's no one else like him. You can't prepare for him, even at
his age,
even at an elder version of him.
In his recent fight against Mario Barrios, Pacquiao defied expectations by showcasing his enduring style at 46. Fans anticipated a fading legend attempting to rekindle past magic, but instead saw blistering footwork, rapid combinations, and clever angles reminiscent of his prime. The fight was fiercely competitive, with even rounds he didn't win demonstrating Pacquiao's impressive timing, stamina, and ring generalship, affirming he's still competing at a high level.
I think Manny's always been good at that. And my son really pointed it out perfectly. He's still good at it. He was still good at it. I think he was stealing some rounds at the end. Whether he deserved them or he didn't deserve them, whatever. They were close rounds. He might have stole them on the judges' cards. What we shouldn't forget is he's a special guy. And he put a special performance. I never saw cams on the legs of somebody that big. I mean, it's incredible. I thought early on he stumbled a little bit. I thought his legs were stumbling a little bit, like you might see in a 46-year-old, a little bit. But at the end, they got the act together. He used them pretty good. He used them pretty damn good. What I think he also did was maybe a little bit of, I think the word illusion is too powerful, but I'd say a little misleading, where he threw those real fast punches like my son said. They weren't quality punches like they used to be, where there was real impact and real power at the end of them. They were more like just punches, and they weren't all being impactful. They weren't all landing clean. Some did. They weren't all landing clean, and they definitely weren't landing with real power.
Social media personality Salt Poppy shared a bold opinion on a possible rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. He believes Pacquiao's current form proves he remains active, conditioned, and mentally sharp. Unlike Mayweather, who has stayed away from real competition for years, Salt Poppy argues that if they fought again, Pacquiao's rhythm, hunger, and activity would give him the edge over the aging Mayweather, making him the more dangerous fighter today.
Have you spoken to Manny recently? I know you're friends with him.
No, I haven't spoken to him, no.
What would you want to see him do next?
Fight Floyd Mayweather? Or Gervonta Tank?
Think he beats Tank, a near prime Tank David?
No, we'll see. Styles make fights, so we just don't know.
What about Mayweather versus Pacquiao too?
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. Like Manny is still active. So.
Okay.
Pacquiao's recent performance against Barrios served as a powerful reminder of his status as a generational talent. His lightning-fast punches, relentless output, and fluid footwork contrasted sharply with Barrios' cautious approach. Observers were impressed by how youthful Manny appeared, constantly moving, creating angles, and maintaining high energy. Many questioned the official decision, noting that Pacquiao's aggression and volume clearly outmatched Barrios' more reactive style, reaffirming that he still belongs among the elite.
That's not what happened. Barrios was so tentative in this fight. He was essentially standing there for some of the exchanges. Manny Pacquiao came out and did what Manny Pacquiao does. By the way, credit to Manny. At 46, he still had some feet. He was moving, dancing on Mario Barrios. He was throwing combination punches going forward on Mario Barrios. And when he wasn't doing that, he was countering Mario Barrios, who looked like a stick in the mud. He looked like he couldn't even get out of first gear because Manny was hitting with combinations. Were they hurting super bad? Maybe not. Some of them definitely were. Had a mouse under the eye of Mario Barrios, but others were just flurries, and they were keeping Barrios at bay. And when Barrios was throwing one, Pacquiao was throwing three. When Barrios would throw out his jab, Manny would counter with his lead right hand, stepping on the inside plane, doing all the old Manny shit. It was pretty cool to see. And honestly, even with the majority draw, it's a win for Manny, because damn, if he can do that off a 3-year layoff at 46, that's pretty telling, for one, where the sport of boxing is when your world champ can't beat 46-year-old politician Manny Pacquiao, but two, just how great he was. 8 division world champion, started his career at 106, I think, comes up to 147. What are we talking about?
Skeptics question Manny's motives for returning to the ring, suggesting financial gain may be the primary reason. Given his Hall of Fame career spanning 8 divisions and his status as a global icon, many believe Manny has nothing left to prove. Critics argue that the physical toll of boxing increases with age, and that only a lucrative payday could justify risking his health at this stage, casting doubt on whether the comeback is driven by passion or profit.
Pacquiao crazy for coming back and fighting is because they don't understand what's going on in Manny Pacquiao's life. When a fighter 46 years old, he doesn't just come back to fight top fighter because he just wants to fight a top fighter. When he's going through that, that's what's brought him to that place in the first place, and that is having what we call bandwidth extension. He's totally scattered his brain and lost so much money over the course of time. And the same thing that happens when you get a paycheck and you start spending, and because you get shiny object syndrome, you want to get the new watch, you want to get the new gear, you want to eat at the restaurant, you want to go spend money. That shiny object syndrome, and you can't get it under control same way that Manny Pacquiao did. He couldn't get things under control. So therein lies the situation where all of that money that he's made, hundreds of millions of dollars, just burnt. Now you gotta fight. But if you really stop focusing on the symptom and start concentrating on the root of this thing, and the root of this thing is bandwidth, shiny object syndrome, trying to be so relevant in so many different scenarios. You want to train, you want to run this other business, you want to do this, you got this great idea. And it all boils down to the term that I use all the time, and that's compensatory control. Laser focus. Get one idea, follow through with that idea. You got to have a plan in order to do it. And that's how you get to from here to here. That's when you're 46, you don't have to fight anymore. And that is my message today. Just understand why you're scattered. Understand why you can't get anything going all the way through. You can never finish that thought process and execute the plan, and therefore you continue to find yourself in a situation where you're trying to find a way to get back to where you were, which is even. But if you stay locked in and concentrate on the compensatory control factor of your life, which is doing everything that you think of every single day the exact same way, and I take 1 minute and go to that playlist.
Despite the speculation, Pacquiao has consistently denied that money is his main motivation. Known for his philanthropy and humanitarian work, funding hospitals and supporting disaster relief efforts, Manny emphasizes that his fight is about passion, legacy, and inspiring others. He insists that age is just a number if one's heart remains committed. His recent victory over Barrios has only fueled talk about his next move. with fans eager to see who he might face next in the ring.
When I became a world champion, then I realized that this is the time that I can help my family. Before that, we don't have food to eat in one day. We just drink a lot of water to survive. And I remember one time, my young brother is 5 years old back then, and he was crying like in the afternoon, 1:30 in the afternoon. He's crying because he's hungry. He's asking for food. We don't eat breakfast. We don't eat lunch. He don't understand what is. You're telling him no money. We have no money to buy food, and he's crying like, "Mom, I'm hungry." Like he's crying. And I look to my mom and look at his eyes, and the tear flow in his eyes, and then I feel so sad and like. And of course, I'm crying also because it's hungry. We drink water just to survive. That's our past, so that's why I always told them that, Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao, but I don't have the right to become arrogant, to become boastful. I want to stay humble because we've been there. We came from nothing.
Rolly Romero has emerged as a front-runner for Pacquiao's next opponent, especially after footage surfaced showing him preparing for the challenge. His camp has expressed enthusiasm about the matchup, with Romero publicly stating he would be honored to fight a legend like Manny. Meanwhile, other names like Gervonta Davis have been floated, though negotiations remain uncertain due to promotional conflicts and timing issues.